Hello, I am James of Cigar and Bar, and I'm back at you with another episode of Tobacco Shorts. Today is going to be similar in vein to the cellaring video that I posted. That is actually one of my most popular videos, and I'll have a link to that above, up there. It is by far and away my most popular video at more than 6,600 views. People like to talk about cellaring, so I'm going to do a Christmas kind of version of the cellaring. I've dug into my cellar to pull out all of the Christmas tobaccos I've collected over the last couple of years. And I'm going to go over them, so pay attention to what I've got here, because I'm going to be asking you at the end of the video to post in the comment section which one you want me to smoke next and give you a more in-depth review of. So I'm going to start with some very common ones here. I'm going to start with the Cornell & Diehl Christmas blends that I've been cellaring. Now you can see these three are still in their tins. These are backup tins because, like I mentioned in my cellaring video, my cellaring policy is to get 3 tins at a time. The reason why I do this is as I have one to open and smoke right away. And if I like it, I've got 2 more to smoke after that. I can open those whenever I want to. They can age as long as they need to in the tins. If I don't like it, then I've got 1 more to age to see if it gets any better. And if I'm sure I won't like it, or if I just have the opportunity to, I can use that 3rd tin as a giveaway. Because if I don't like it, odds are I won't like it even with age. So that just gives me some options, and 3 tins doesn't break the bank. 3 tins is a good number to collect at. So I've got some of these tins from my reserves, and this is the one that was actually in my cellar. It's in a Rubbermaid tub under my bed. This one is properly jarred in a mason jar, and I'll go over them. This one here is a 2019. This is the Cornell & Diehl corncob pipe and a button nose, and I do believe the first time I smoked this, I did smoke it out of a corncob pipe. This one was the 2020 blend, the Golden Days of Yore, which I posted a smoke video of last year on, I believe, New Year's Day. This one doesn't say the year, but it does have a tinning date in 2021. So this is the We Three Kings tobacco from 2021. And this is the 2022 Cornell & Diehl Holiday Blend, the Jolly Old St. Nicholas, that I smoked just the other day on Christmas Day. So that's the holiday blend. These are the ones that are usually released well in advance of Christmas so that you have a chance to get them on your shelves and into your pipe before Christmas. So I usually try to get some of these. Our next stop on the holiday blends that I've got in my cellar are the Cornell & Diehl Wintertime Reserves. These are 2 from 2019. Now, they're kind of pricey. And I say that because they're pricey here in Canada. In December of 2019, these tobaccos became available, but not for sale. These tobaccos became available as a free gift with the purchase of a Peterson pipe at that time. So you had to pay for a US approximately $100 pipe in order to get a free $11 tin of tobacco. So I decided, sure, okay, I'll do that. I got a couple Peterson pipes. In fact, the 2 that I got were this lovely Peterson Churchwarden that I really like to smoke. Hold on. There it is. And the other one was this Peterson Donegal Rocky, which I really like the size and shape of and the texture of. What I'm not so fond of is that there's a little bit of a lean in the stem, which doesn't bother me when it doesn't bother me when I'm holding it. It bothers me when it's sitting up on the shelf and I can see the lean. But I got both of these tobaccos with those pipes, and that got pricey because when these crossed the border, the Canadian Customs and Border Services determined that they were going to tax me on these tobaccos, and rightly so. I'm not out to advise anyone to evade the taxation process with international shipping of tobacco. The problem becomes that instead of this being listed as an $11 value and being taxed on an $11 value of tobacco, these were shipped with a $100 pipe, so the combined value of the shipping was assessed at $100 US, and I was taxed for a $100 total. So I had to pay quite a bit more tax than I would have normally on these 2 tobaccos. So it gets a little bit pricey. And every year since 2019, I have seen that Smoking Pipes has done the same thing. They have released the Wintertime Reserves from Cornell and Deal, free with the purchase of a Peterson pipe. But I've also noticed that generally in January, they offer them up for sale outright. So if you're interested in getting any of this year's ones and you are worried about being dinged on the taxes if you live here in Canada, wait till next month, buy the tobacco on its own with nothing else in the package so you don't get any extra taxation on there. But I do have these two, and the ones that I've got here are the Nutcracker and the Evergreen. Another very popular Christmas tobacco out there is from the Seattle Pipe Club. This is the Plum Pudding Special Reserve, which I've already reviewed, and I can put a link up there to my review of the entire Seattle Pipe Club lineup, and you can see who won that one and where this one fell in line with my preferences in those tobaccos. But this one is also quite well thought of at Christmas time, and that'll be quite close to the Penzance tobacco by Esoterica. And for that reason, it is quite sought after as a more readily available and a lower price point for that flavor profile. Coming near the end of this list, I've still got a couple of tins of the Sutcliffe Kringle Flake. This is the 2019 Holiday Edition. It is a red Virginia flake. I have 3 tins of this because I cellar 3 tins at a time. I have never opened this. I haven't gotten around to opening any of them from 2019. So I don't know if you want to get some 3-year on aging notes. Maybe this is the one you want to vote for, and I'll give this one a smoke. Let me know. This one here was a sleeper that I don't think a lot of people moved on, but I bought a whole pound of this right before it was going to be discontinued. This is the 2019 Christmas blend from Watch City Cigar Company. I love the tobacco blends from Watch City. In particular, the Ahab's Comfort is one of my go-to tobaccos, particularly here in my Brebbia Sun with its meerschaum liner. This is my pipe of just one more bowl, because you can just keep smoking bowls with a meerschaum liner. And what I find I put in here most of the time is the Watch City Ahab's Comfort. And this one does not disappoint. This is the Spilsbane. It is playfully described on their website as having been created by an Ozark wizard through some kind of magical means. And it is quite a nice blend. So if you want to get some tasting notes on this, vote for this one down in the comments. Finally, I've got some tobaccos that aren't necessarily Christmas tobaccos, but they are readily used as holiday blends. These are ones that people really seem to go after for Christmas time. This is the Galbraith and Hogarth rum tobaccos. I've got it in 2 forms. I've got the rum flake here that I purchased last year in 2021, and I've still got quite a lot of my 8 ounces here. And the other one I've got here is some rum twists. So the same tobacco but in a twist form, so you can cut your own coins. And this one I purchased back in 2016. So it's had quite a bit more aging than this one. I remember the first time I smoked this, I was not impressed with it, whereas I was impressed with the fresh rum flake a lot more right out of the gate. So maybe I can give one of these another chance, and I'll let you know what my experience of it was. So these are all my Christmas tobaccos. Let me know which ones you want to know more about. Never takes a whole lot of convincing to get me to go out and smoke another bowl of tobacco. So let me know what you want to see, and I hope you're enjoying this series of Christmas videos for the 12 days of Christmas. Thank you for tuning in. I am James of Cigar and Bar, and I will see you next time. Cheers.